Arrowhead here. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on my latest track, Path of the Fireflies. I got some great feedback, including feedback from Actium and Neutrino 5, both of whom I consider to be, giants in the chill step genre, and I've always looked up to them, so that's really awesome that they liked this track, which is super cool. In particular, Neutrino 5 wanted to see a tutorial or a track breakdown. So that is what I aim to do right now. And so here's the track in its entirety. This track took me about nine hours to make. And yeah, so I'll just start off. I'll play it, as I do. And if you don't want to listen to it, just check the description. I'll put timestamps there so you can just skip ahead. And yeah, I'll play it and then I'll just talk about how I made it. So yeah. All right, great. So there was the track. I'm sure you've heard it if you're watching this. I guess I'll just start at the beginning, where I usually start. And so first off, the primary pattern throughout this whole track, the primary chord structure is this right here. And this chord structure is made up of a couple different things. One being a piano from Labs and a synth from Labs, and a stock FL piano, and finally a massive pad, I guess you could call it. It's kind of an airy thing. I've used it before. I used a lot of these before, but these are what each of these sound like on their own. So yeah, the processing that I did, the post-processing that I did on these, I did them independently. This one's on 5, this one's on 21, and so on. So let's just go check those out real fast. So for the soft piano, I just did like a high pass, a light high pass, and then this was a fruity. I used a fruity balance insert to like control volumes and stuff, so I can manipulate the volume of this right here, of the main thing, and then I can still automate the volume with this fruity balance. For the pad, here it is. I did sort of a bandpass type thing with reverb and cut away 2 kind of intrusive frequencies, and then again the fruity balance for automation purposes. For this stock piano, I did kind of a bandpass again, added some wider reverb this time with some delay and some stereo enhancer. And then finally for the massive pad, oh, okay, I guess I put nothing on there. All right, cool. Yeah. So the atmosphere in this track I got from a pack that I got from Black Octopus Sounds. It was made by AK, so it's pretty awesome actually. So I just, straight from here, I just copied it over, and it basically continues throughout the whole track. I didn't do very much post-processing except took out some of the extreme highs, and then yet again another balance for tuning and automation, stuff like that. All right, let's get into the meat of the song here. So right there is when the drums kind of start and some of the bass comes in. So the bass that I did for the beginning was just this these respaces. So these were sampled actually from this pack again, from the same pack. I just took an A, an E, and a D, and they fit in my chord structure, so that's what I used. Oops. So I did some more post-processing on this. I put some compressor on there because usually you want to compress your bass. Took out the highs. I did put a little bit of sound goodizer on it at first, but then I took it off just because I didn't like it. Put some OTT, which is a multi-band compressor, and I put in some light side chaining. I do some more side chaining later on, or I don't. I just haven't introduced it yet. And then another balance for automation and stuff. These are the side chains. So you can hear it's pretty light with so I'm basically just dipping out the bottom 2 to make way for the kick, and it's pretty subtle, but gets the job done for this track, I suppose. So this was part of a drum loop, again from this pack. I use this pack way too much. But I kind of spliced it up, cut it up, put in different snares in there, like this. And, just kind of rearrange things. So this was really the backbone of the beat. In the main part, I add to the drums. I add more stuff to the drums, such as down here and these little fills down here, but we'll get to that. So yeah, pretty simple. So it's some basic side chaining, some basic snares, and just introducing the main beat and the kind of lower bass. And there's some bass volume automations you can see here. I bring it up over time just a little bit, and then I bring it, for the main part, I bring it much higher up, and then I have some cuts here and stuff like that. I also do that for the drum volume. This guy. So yeah, so let's talk about these guys. These are just kind of transitions, standard transitions I use. That's to just introduce the drum beat and the bass pattern, and then just some sweep ups, some vocal, airy ambiances. You can never go wrong with those. And then this is from a Cashmere pack, and also this guy. But what I did for this guy was I kind of messed around with the panning. So as you can see, I kind of took the transient of it, and then I panned it back and forth. Yeah. Let's take a look at the processing I did on these guys. So 26. So just some stereo enhancer. I honestly thought I might have put in some reverb or something, but I guess not. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. I forgot this guy up here. This is controlling the panning. This is controlling the LFO speed. So you hear it go, and then it kind of bounces back and forth increasingly quickly. Kind of a cool effect, but probably not very noticeable, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. Just a little break right there, cutting out some volumes, cutting out, these pads, and because these have reverb, I have to actually take the volume down and stuff like that. So, I would probably consider this to be the main melody of the track. And this is made up of a piano and a kind of bell pluck. So the piano is stock again, native to FL, and let's take a look at the processing. Some reverb, some high pass EQing, and some stereo enhancer. Pretty standard. And for this guy, some OTT compression, just to kind of make it brighter. And some reverb. And here's the patch if you guys want to see it. If you guys have Serum or anything like that, this is the patch. All right, so that basically carries us all the way into the main part. What is this? Oh, I actually thought about adding vocals here right before the drop, but I eventually took them out. But here, I'll just I'll put them on just so you can hear what it kind of sounded like. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh, yeah. It's because I put it down like that.
This isn't perfect anymore.
So, yeah, I was toying around with adding that, but I eventually decided against it. But it does sound kind of cool. It's actually viola. It's from a viola pack.
This isn't perfect anymore.
I really liked how it fit, but like timing wise and stuff like that, but it just didn't really fit the vibe of the song, in my mind at least, so I eventually took it out. But, it is what it is, am I right? Okay, so here's the main part of the song. So this drum loop carries through, these side chains carry through, this initial bass that was over here carries through, and this pattern right here carries through. And obviously the chord structure up top carries through. So the first thing I add is the sound of a like a flowing stream, a small creek or something like that. I got this from a Cymatics sample pack called Life, and they're free actually. So you should, if you're a producer, you should definitely go get it. It's great. They got a bunch of stuff. It's really useful, honestly, especially in this genre. And I added some metallic sounds. These are actually coins from the AK pack that I was talking about earlier. Or maybe they're not from the AK pack. Where are they from? Okay, they are from the AK pack. Yeah, okay, so these guys, well, I'll just talk about the Foley in general. So that's Foley, and these guys down here are Foley. And no, that's not what I want. Yeah, that's definitely Foley. Okay, so this was kind of the Foley bus that I had, or this section here from 37 to 41. This was kind of the Foley sounds that I did. So just kind of the purpose for the Foley bus was really not to add any post-processing. It was just more to kind of adjust the volumes of each of them. Just, if something was standing out too greatly and it just sounded out of place, then I just, brought it down a little bit. So I added another kick. I added another kick just to kind of stress and accent the beat. I also added this kind of echoey shaker and this kind of more constant shaker. So altogether, the beat kind of sounds like this. And that it kind of sounds a little complicated, but it's just like messing around with stuff and just checking the timing and just trying different noises, different rim shots, different snare sounds, different kicks, coins here and there, like crunches, stuff like that. This one, a bunch of like metal hits, some metal locks and stuff like that, some wood hits, and just layering it with the beat, working it and making it sound good. Ultimately, that's the purpose of it, I suppose. You try to vary it up. You don't try to, you can see obviously that these two are also over here and also over here, but you just kind of want to break it up so it doesn't sound too repetitive, but it still sounds like concrete, and with form. And then I'll get to that. So yeah, so those were the drums. The new bass I add is pretty low, and it's made up of It's made up of a sub bass. It's specifically an 808 from Flex and a respace from Serum. So here's the respace patch if you want to copy it. And so yeah, so just the respace. EAD, as I said before. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I put these both on the same bus, on the same mixer track as that other bass, so they're the same post-processing effects as this bass, and so together the basses sound like this, and the side chain sounds like this. So yeah, pretty straightforward. And that's really it, except for a couple finishing touches, and those being the transitions. This vocal hit and these airy vocal bits, and this is an A, and I think I pitched this one. I'm not sure. I honestly can't remember. 27. I guess not. So, what you can do, what I've done before, is if you have a vocal that isn't in the key that you're in, you can just throw it on new tone and assign it a new tone, and then you have your properly toned vocal, which is super, super helpful. And then finally, just some finishing crashes and stuff like that. And this, to finish it off, this Ice Vox patch from Massive again. Kind of sounds like an airy flute. It sounds really cool, in my opinion, at least. And so yeah, that's the main part. I think, yeah, I do these Foleys every 4 bars. As you can hear, it's exactly the same thing, just repeated every 4 bars. But all these Foleys built up, and oh shoot, I forgot to mention this. So this is really like the main part of the main part, I would say. It's what gives it the kind of Asian vibe, which I love so much. This is actually not playing. I thought I was gonna use this, but I actually didn't end up using that. But so this is like chords. Oh, sorry. This is like made up of a piano and this is a Citrus, just stock preset. Let's take a listen to them individually. So there's the Citrus one, and here's the tremolo. This is a free plugin, so you can just it sounds really cool. And then just the stock FL piano again. So it's on 17 and 17 and on 14. Let's take a listen here. So for 14, just a bunch of reverb, a high pass with a boost around 3000 hertz, and some sound goodizer just to make it kind of pop. And here is the piano and the Citrus preset. So some reverb, a high pass but no boost, and then some delay. So yeah, all together, that gives this sound. Oh. That's pretty cringe. So yeah, the middle part here, you can hear I break away and do this thing. So I do a couple notes here with the pluck. I guess it is. What is that? Oh, that's the middle one. Okay, so that's right here, like that. And I accent it by breaking up the different, ambiances, and then I accent it with these hits right here, like that. So this is just, I don't know, just, some random noise. And then basically the second part is basically the same thing. The real variation, this is all the same and up, and these are not. The flute change is what changes. So then it goes into the bridge. I kind of take everything out, bring down some volumes here. So what I leave is this, I do bring down the volume a little bit. That's what this is. The Insert 25 is this flute Ice Fox thing. And that is mainly what I use to kind of carry the momentum and kind of progress the song here in this bridge part. I just have the chords going, some of the ambiance. And then here, this is me playing acoustic guitar. And I did it imperfectly. That's why you see it kind of chopped up a little bit, just so I can make the timing work. Not the best, but trying to make it work. So yeah, I recorded the guitar into the mic that. Oh, look, you can actually see me talking. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so I hope that's not a problem. Hopefully that's not causing an issue with like feedback or something like that. I'll check the video after this, and hopefully this whole thing isn't worthless. But oh yeah, I don't think it is because it's not connected to the master track. Okay, good. So it's on 10. So it's this guy right here. So there you can hear the effects of the post-processing. So put on a lot of reverb, took out some of the lows, boosted some of the, I guess, lesser lows, added some stereo enhancer, like bandpassed it, and then I actually increased the upper part of this bandpass over time, and then added some chorus, which sounds pretty cool. But here you can see this automation right here is kind of opening it up as the bridge goes on. So yeah, that's basically the whole bridge, and then right into the second part with a airy transition and bringing the volumes back up that I took down. Actually, for the that's kind of weird. These are almost opposite of each other. I don't know why I did that. Sometimes I come back to tracks and I'm like, why did I do that? I just don't remember sometimes. Um, but for the first part, I bring the Foley volume down and I bring the drum volume down just because I kind of want a more muted first part. You know, that doesn't sound like the full. It sounds a bit more subdued. And that's what I wanted, even though it's all the same thing, you know, all the same Foleys, all the same drum patterns, the same bass. Basically, the only thing that's different is it does not have these two patterns or the shakers, really. Yeah, it doesn't have the shakers or these Foleys right here. It doesn't have those Foleys or the shakers, but other than that, it's the same thing. I just attain that kind of more subdued feeling with bringing the bass volume down, bringing the Foley volume down, bringing the drum volume down. So I also add this guy right here. You know, and basically in all these patterns that I'm showing too, another trick to get good realism is to vary the velocity of your notes and occasionally even the timing of your notes. I guess I didn't do it here, but sometimes I'll mess around with the timing and make it sound. You can make it sound much more human. So this is a kind of flute. Another flute I use pretty frequently. You know, the basic post processing again, reverb, some EQing, and some stereo enhancer. So, I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but you know, it is what it is. And I actually control this flute volume with this automation right here. I really wanted to accent this part. I thought that sounded pretty cool, so I gave it a little bump in volume there, and I think it turned out pretty nice. So this is the main difference is in this pattern right here. So basically, here's the piano. Here's what it sounds like. Really quiet, really takes the backstage. This is the main guy, or these two are the main dudes. So I kind of offset them, so it's kind of this weird, kind of like motiony thing. And as you can see, I varied the velocity here too. I gave these ones, the lower notes, much more power. Although, really, I think what ends up shining through is the higher pieces just because they cut through the mix more. But yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. And this is actually just a completely identical patch as this one. This one I showed you earlier. I just brought the volume down, way down. Again, I cut up the background noises here, the Foley, the ambiance, and I made those hits, and I brought the bass down too. Cut out the bass real quick, and then into the final part of the song, really, the final main part of the song, and the bass volume is back up to what it fully and usually is. The full bass pattern is back. These guys are back. You probably can't hear that if you don't have good headphones on, so trust me, there is something planned. And then this is back, which really gives it the feeling of things being returned, you know. So whereas in this part, these were separated. This flute and this flute were separated. This Ice Vox thing and this Amsterdam thing. I just put them together in this one, and I have them play the same exact thing. So yeah, it's kind of a return to this part right here. But you know, the flute melody is varied a little bit, and these plucks are varied. Again, that do 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 do. And the shakers are all back, and these Foley's down here are back. So then I just take the piano part of this guy and I bring it down like that at the end of that main part. But I actually also have this guy. Oh, I guess that's oh, okay. Yeah, I also have the pluck doing that as well on the way down. And here's the main the outro, I suppose, of the song. It's pretty similar to the bridge, you know. I carry over the pads, or rather the main chord stack, this initial atmosphere, these this piano that plays, and that's really about it. Some vocal transitions, you know. And I just have this kind of descending piano thing. And then I just fade everything out at the end. So there's the track. I hope you guys liked this. I hope this was helpful. Again, shout out to Matt, or Neutrino 5, for reaching out to me. And yeah, dude, hopefully this helped. It's really not that complicated. I know that in our message you were saying my music is complex sounding. It is, it's not. It's just half of this stuff is patterns and stuff. I used to think when I was producing that if I used put together sounds, if I used samples, it was kind of cheating, and I know there's that kind of stigmatism or stigma rather, in producing, that if you use samples, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you don't make everything yourself, then you're lazy, or you're just not doing things right. But I think using samples is a really good way to increase the complexity of your music, and that's why they're there. So I wouldn't feel bad at all about using at least some of the very basic things. I did a lot of work with the Foleys, but still the backbone was a loop, and same with these shakers. I spiced it up a lot with the Foleys, but that's how you get that kind of complicated sound, I suppose. So yeah, that's the whole track. Again, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll try to make more of these. I know I didn't get around to the other requested ones, so I'll do those eventually. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for your support, guys. Neutrino 5, thank you for your support. As I said, dude, I love your music. And if Actium ever sees this, I love your music too, man. So thanks for listening to my stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.